Dr. Crane?
We have Claire on line 4.
She's having a problem getting over a relationship.
Hello, Claire. I'm listening.
Okay, so get ready to have your minds blown because today we're diving into the really weird and kind of unsettling history of a word I bet you use like all the time. Shrink. For a therapist. What comes to mind when you hear that word? Like, picture it. What do you see? A therapist, right. Maybe even like Freud on a couch with his little notepad. Well, get ready for a plot twist. The word shrink actually comes from, get this, head shrinker, which is a real thing, like an actual ancient practice.
It's true. And as you can imagine, the image of head shrinking is about as far away from a therapist's office as you can get. Right. But here's the thing. For the cultures that practiced it, it wasn't seen as this horrific thing. It was actually super significant, often tied to like ancestor worship or containing spirits. They had their reasons.
It's crazy how the meaning of a word can totally change depending on like who's using it and when, Okay, back to shrink. How did we go from that to describing someone who helps you with like anxiety and stuff?
Well, it's a real linguistic trip. My guess is using shrink for a psychiatrist probably started as a joke. Like, picture some guy back in the day being like, "Ooh, I got to go see my shrink. My problems are so big right now." Like, they literally need to be shrunk down to size.
Like a mental decluttering session. But I wonder, did people back then realize it was a joke? Or was it like kind of a messed up way to downplay mental health?
Honestly, it's hard to know for sure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to think about. Words have power, even when we're trying to be funny. And that term, even if it was meant lightly, kind of shows how much mental illness was misunderstood, even stigmatized.
So true. It makes you wonder about all the words we use now, Do those words still have like baggage from the past?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to like unpack these words like we're doing with shrink right now. It makes you think critically about how we talk about mental health and to be aware that some words might accidentally offend or like reinforce stereotypes.
Exactly. So next time you hear or say shrink, think about where it came from, the journey it took. It reminds us that language never sits still. It changes as we learn and grow. Who knows what people will think of the words we use so casually today, right? It's like 100 years from now. Who knows what people will be saying? So there you have it. The strange case of calling shrinks. It's a wild ride through language, culture, and our evolving understanding of the mind. And it makes you realize that the words we use every day can have these crazy hidden histories just waiting to be uncovered.